Hi everybody, welcome to Live Blogger. In this video, I'll show you how to create this design right here where when we hover over this video, the video starts to play. And we also have this animation where it displays this text to hover to play the video. So we're going to create this using HTML, CSS and JavaScript in this video. So let's get started. Right here I have created this folder called video on hover and I just opened it with VS Code. Now let's go ahead and create the necessary files. So let's create a new file called index.html. And let's create a CSS file and let's name it style.css. And let's also create a JavaScript file. I'll just name it main.js. Right, let's go to the index.html file and in VS Code we have this shortcut where you can just press exclamation and press tab and you will have this basic HTML5 code. Right, let's link our CSS file over here. So let's tap link and press tab. And here in the href, let's type style.css. And in the body, let's link the JavaScript file. So let's create a script tag. And in the src, let's tap main.js. Right, now let's start with the markup of our design. So first of all, let's create a container division and let's give it a class of main container. And in that, for this video and this hover text, we'll create another division. So let's give it a class of video container. And in that we will have the actual video. And in the src we need to add the source of the video. So here we have this folder called videos and in that we have this video. So we're going to use this video in our design. So let's go ahead and type videos /car.mp4. And the next thing we need to do is we need to create this hover text. So for that, let's create a division with the class of hover text. And here I'll just type hover to play video. And then lastly, we need to have this video description. So I'll just create a division and let's give it a class of video description. And I'll just copy this text from here and I'll just paste it right here. Right, so with that, we have completed the HTML of our design. So let's open this in our browser and let's see how it looks. So I have this extension called Live Server installed in VS Code. So once you have this installed, you can just right click over here in the HTML and click on Open with Live Server. And here we can see that our design is being displayed and we have the video and all the text content displayed over here. Now let's go ahead and style this. So let's go to the style.css file. And first of all, let's target the main container division, which has a class of main container. So let's tap main container. And we will set the width of this division to 600 pixels. And we'll also bring it to the center. So I'll just tap margin, 40 pixels top and bottom and auto for left and right. And let's set the font family of all the text content to Roboto and sans serif. And let's also add rounded corners. So I'll just tap border radius and let's set it to 10 pixels. And now let's go back and here we can see that the content is in the center, but the width of the video is too large. So let's go ahead and fix that. So I'll just tap video container, video. And we'll set the width to 100%. And now we can see that we have the correct width for the video. Right now we also need to have rounded corners over here at the top. Now we have already added this border radius of 10 pixels, but it is not being added over here. That's because for the video, we don't have any border radius. So here we need to type overflow hidden. And now we can see that the border radius is being displayed over here. Right now let's style the hover text. So we need to have this hover text element over here. Now we need to position this relative to this video. So let's target the video container. So let's have video container and let's set the position to relative. So in the video container, we can see that we have the video and also this hover text. Now let's target the hover text. So I'll just have video container, hover text, and let's set the position to absolute. And we'll set the top position to 50%. And the left position to 50%. And now we can see it starts from the 50% mark. So we need to also type transform, translate, and we need to set it to negative 50% for the X and the Y axis. And now it is exactly in the center. Right now let's add some more styles to this. So let's add a background color. And let's set it to 023047. And let's set the color of the text to white. And I will also add a padding of 8 pixels top and bottom and 16 pixels left and right. And let's also add rounded corners. So I'll just tap border radius and let's set it to 8 pixels. Now if you hover over this, we can see that we are able to select this text. Now we don't want that to happen, so let's go ahead and set the pointer events to none. And now if you hover over this, we don't have the option of selecting the text. Right now let's also add some box shadow. So here let's type box shadow. And let's set the values to 4 pixels, 4 pixels, 50 pixels, negative 4 pixels, RGBA, 0, 0, 0 and 0.8. Now when we hover over this video, we want this hover text to disappear. So here we can see we have this animation. Now for that we can use two different methods. So we can add a hover in the CSS and you can add the styles for the hover text when we hover over this video container. Or we can also do that using JavaScript. So we can add a class called active to this hover text when we hover over this video container. So let's use the second method because we are anyways gonna use JavaScript to play the video when we hover over this. So let's go ahead and add a class called active to this hover text. So I'll just have video container hover text dot active, and when we are not active we need to set the opacity to 0, and we'll also bring this text from the left side. So for that we need to set the transform translate. So let's type transform translate X, but here in the top we have already added this transform translate, so I'll just delete this and we will just add the values over here. So by default we will just bring it 24 pixels to the left. So here let's tap calc and let's tap 50% minus 24 pixels. And now when we have the active class, we will set the opacity to 1 and transform translate. So I'll just copy this text from here and let's paste it over here. And here I'll just remove this 24 pixels and this calc from here. And we also need to have smooth animation. So for that let's add a transition. And let's set it to all 400 milliseconds ease. Now here we can see that when we hover over this, we have a little bit of letter spacing added to the text. So for that, let's go ahead and here, let's tap letter spacing. And let's set the value to 0.8 pixels. And here, let's tap letter spacing and let's set it to 0. Right now, the last thing we need to style is this video description. So for that we have this class of video description. So let's type video description and let's set a padding of 16 pixels and let's set the line height of the text to 1.7 and let's set the background color to ED F6 F9. And let's set the color of the text to 023047. And we'll also text align it to the center. Right now at the bottom we need to have some border. So let's add that. So we'll just add it to the container division, which is this main container. And let's tap border bottom. And let's set the value to 3 pixels solid. And let's set the color to 023047. I think we can increase the font size a little bit. So here let's tap font size and let's set it to 18 pixels. So now we need to add the functionality. So when we hover over this, we need to play the video and we also need to hide this text. So by default, the text should be visible. So let's go to the index.html file and here for the hover text, we'll also add a class called active. And now we can see that the text is being displayed. Now let's go to the JavaScript file and let's add the functionality. So first of all, let's target the video. So I'll just tap const and I'll just call it video equals document.querySelector. And let's type video container video. And we also need to select the hover text because we need to add and remove the active class. So let's tap const hover text equals document.querySelector video container hover text. Right now let's add an event listener to the video. So let's tap video add event listener, and we need to listen to an event called mouse enter. So this will fire when we hover over the area. And here we need to add the active class to the hover text and also play this video. So let's type video dot play and hover text dot class list dot remove active. So when we enter the area, we need to remove the active class and we need to play the video. And let's copy the same thing and let's paste it down here. And here instead of mouse enter, let's type mouse leave. And here instead of play, let's type pause. And here instead of remove, let's type add. Now this should work. So let's go back to our design and let's hover over this video. And we can see that the video is being played and the text is hidden when we hover over the video. So everything is working all right. So that's basically how you can create this design where you can play the video when you hover over this video. Alright, so that's basically it for this video. If you have any doubts, you can ask in the comments below. I will leave the link of the source code in the description of this video. And if you like this video, please click on the like button and subscribe to this channel to get the latest video updates. Thanks a lot for watching. Have a nice day.